now return to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Welcome to part 2 of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original series retrospective. In the first part, I talked about the first season and all the main characters in the show. Now, let's look at some running themes. The Technodrome is a huge part of the show. It's the bad guys' battle station. It's like the Death Star. It's the one thing that nobody laughs about. When the Technodrome rolls in, it's like Judgment Day. The Technodrome has all sorts of devices. Missiles, transporters to other dimensions, rooms where mutagens created, and what is that giant eye on the top for anyway? It's all such a mystery. It's like anything can happen there. The genius part is that the show never overuses the Technodrome, so the Turtles are always dreading when it will show up next. It's like impending doom. That's what keeps the show interesting, that feeling that something's going to happen. The Turtles have to find a way to stop the Technodrome, but all they can do is keep it at bay until the next time it shows up. Either it's stuck in Dimension X, or it's in the core of the Earth, or the North Pole, or at the bottom of the ocean. Wherever it ends up, it's never defeated permanently. Ninja Turtles was always a funny show, catering towards kids, but as it went on, the comedy went completely overboard.
Have a donut!
There was a certain age where I grew out of Ninja Turtles and stopped watching it because it was too corny. But now, looking back, I get a kick out of all the lame jokes. One of the main reasons I enjoy it now is because I get to laugh. It's so unfunny that it's funny.
Roll cameras! I've always wanted to say that.
In the third season, there's an episode called Mutagen Monster. This one might hold a record. Just because there's a bull in it, they use every cow joke imaginable.
Cowabunga! With the accent on cow.
What a lot of bull. Where's the beef?
Now that's taking the bull by the horns. How do you steer a steer? I'm with you, dude. Let's hoof it.
Gee, boss, this place has sure been wrecked.
Yeah, utterly.
In the fourth season, there's an episode called Raphael Knocks Him Dead. Here, it seems the writers had a huge reserve of jokes they were trying to use, so they made Raphael a stand-up comedian just to get them all out.
You know the best place to raise turtles? In an elevator. You know what you get if you cross a turtle with a mousetrap? A snapping turtle.
A lot of the jokes have to do with breaking the fourth wall, tearing down that invisible barrier that separates the audience from the characters.
I wasn't explaining it to you. I was explaining it to them.
Oh, get real, dude. We already fell for that once this episode.
The Turtles know they're in a cartoon and mention every nuance about the show's production.
Wow, they must have spent their entire budget on this one episode.
Yeah, next time I wish the writers would come up with a better plot device.
Does this mean the show will only be half as long next week?
They even comment on the transitions.
Is this gonna be a flashback?
Nah, just a dissolve.
Then there's weird jokes where the Turtles actually hear things they shouldn't.
An island clouded in mist where I fear our turtles are in grave danger.
What was that?
Just a voiceover.
Even their own theme song is mentioned.
I also know their birthdays, their weapons, and I can hum that stupid theme song.
Also, there's a part where they pinpoint an episode number.
Which was entirely your doing, I might add.
Yeah, I remember. Episode 74.
The funny thing is that he's wrong. Episode number 74 was Planet of the Turtles. The Slash episode he was referring to was number 83. I guess they didn't think anybody would actually check. There was no internet back then, so nobody was keeping track anyway. Breaking the fourth wall is something that happens almost as often as the Turtles eat pizza. The episode that may hold the record is Turtles, Turtles Everywhere.
Sure, we're heroes in a half shell. Remember the theme song?
Whoa, isn't this music excellent?
I shall be invincible.
What a cornball. Who writes that guy's dialogue anyway?
They mention the music, the dialogue, it never stops. There's no fourth wall to be broken anymore. The wall is long gone. The show also exercises ridiculous logic when it comes to disguises. When the Turtles go out on the streets, they wear human clothing. Lucky for them, nobody notices their green mutant faces. Sometimes they wear those classic Groucho Marx noses and glasses. Sometimes it's rubber Tor Johnson masks. Other times, it's hard hats and beards. Even though the Turtles get away with some pretty obvious disguises, they also happen to be total idiots when it comes to recognizing someone else in a disguise. It's Bebop! God damn, can't they tell this old lady has a real ugly warthog face? There's an episode called Pizza by the Shred where Shredder pretends to run a pizzeria to attract the Turtles. They can't tell that's Shredder's hand? Or voice? Or eyes? Sometimes it's the opposite problem. Michelangelo puts on a stupid outfit and they think it's Shredder? Then there's an episode where April meets the evil turtle Slash and she thinks it's one of the Ninja Turtles.
Where did you get that stupid disguise?
Miscellaneous odd moments? Well, there's an episode where Bebop calls Dimension X from an ordinary phone, in human form in a potato suit, by the way. There's an episode called Atlantis Awakes, which in itself is weird because they go to Atlantis twice in the series, and each time it looks different. But anyway, the Turtles don't believe Michelangelo when he sees a talking fish creature.
You'll never guess what I just met. He's got this big tail and gills and...
Michelangelo, are you sure you haven't had one too many pizzas?
They meet creatures all the time. Why is this one so unbelievable? Sometimes you watch a cartoon as an adult and notice innuendos you weren't aware of as a kid. Ninja Turtles is not one of those shows, but I found some close swears. Shredder almost said, "Ah, fuck."
Yeah, you better tell us quick, brain face, or we will tie your tentacles in knots.
What was that? Tie your testicles in knots?
We will tie your tentacles in knots.
Oh, it's tie your tentacles in knots.
Let me give you a hand, or better yet, a finger.
Oh, you mean the middle finger?
Do you have any last words?
I can think of a few, but they're not appropriate for television.
Ooh, she's thinking of some dirty words. Oh, come on, a real snow job? Whenever the Turtles point at something, they're always giving the finger. Yeah, they only have 3 fingers, so what do you call that? The middle finger.
You got it! Come on, shitheads!
Did he say shitheads?
Come on, shitheads!
Oh, it's probably chipheads.
Hurry up! We can't hold this fucking bag of bolts much longer!
This fucking bag of bolts?
Fucking bag of bolts!
I guess it's bucking bag of bolts?
And I'm gonna get my revenge on you little possum pussies.
What?
Possum pussies.
Okay, it sounds like he's saying possum pussies, but what's he really saying?
Possum pussies.
Possum
pussies.
Possum pussies. He says it. I didn't know you could say pussy in a cartoon, unless you're talking about a cat.
Pussy. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah, pussy, 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 pussy.
Oh, lovely pussy, what a beautiful pussy you are. Oh, lovely pussy, what a beautiful pussy you are.
Another big part of the show is its constant monster movie references. Half the titles sound like B-movies from the 1950s. The Incredible Shrinking Turtles, It Came From Beneath the Sewers, Curse of the Evil Eye, Invasion of the Punk Frogs, Teenagers from Dimension X, Catwoman from Channel 6, Plan 6 from Outer Space. And when you stop and think about it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles itself sounds like a B-movie. Some of the titles are taken from actual movies. Return of the Fly was in fact a 1959 sequel to The Fly starring Vincent Price. The Beginning of the End was a 1957 flick about giant grasshoppers directed by Bird-Eye Gordon. The Turtles episodes were nothing like their movie counterparts. The Turtles are big fans of monster movies. Down in the sewers, that TV is their only source of entertainment.
All right! Way to go, Wolfman!
It's the perfect thing to go along with their cravings for pizza. They watch monster movies all the time.
We've already missed half of bad-tempered vegetable zombies from Mars.
Hey, dude, we're right in the middle of brain-dead rutabagas from beneath the sea.
And if they're not watching them, they're talking about them.
Oh, Invasion of the Radioactive Rats. Perfect.
They have a poster on their wall of a 3-headed dragon, which I'm guessing is supposed to be King Ghidorah from the Godzilla franchise. It's not just a casual reference. This poster is on the wall for most of the series. If you pay attention to the backgrounds, you're always bound to see some kind of made-up horror movie title, such as Kung Fu Commandos vs. the Chainsaw Cheerleaders. I'd like to see that movie. Even though most of the movies the Turtles talk about are completely made up, Sometimes the show references actual movies, like Phantom of the Opera.
There's just no privacy in these sewers anymore.
The episode Were Rats from Channel 6 makes a direct reference to the gypsy fortune teller Maliva from The Wolfman.
Don't you know? Even a man who's pure at heart and locks his doors at night may become a rat when the ratbane blooms and the moon is full and bright.
Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night
may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms.
and the autumn moon is bright.
So you know that one too, huh?
Of course.
There's an episode called Nightmare in the Lair, which has a character called Creepy Eddie, which is an obvious tribute to Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street films. In the episode The Big Break-In, there's a flying alien machine that looks exactly like the Martian warships in War of the Worlds, right down to their green laser blasts. In The Case of the Killer Pizzas, alien eggs hatch on pizzas and grow into monsters that look just like the creatures in the Alien movies. The episode Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers is full of all kinds of science fiction references. The aliens are named Klaatu, Barada, and Nikto, which are the classic words used to stop the robot Gort in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Klaatu, Barada, Nikto.
The baby alien's toy, capable of destroying the world, looks like the monolith in 2001, A Space Odyssey. There's a crazy episode called Rondo in New York, which is a tribute to all the Universal Studio monsters.
No, turtle blood is bad for you.
And Rambo. Well, here he's named Rondo, and he's supposed to only exist inside a movie, but Krang and Shredder use some kind of substance that brings the movie to life. Ninja Turtles made a habit of referencing all kinds of movies, like The Wizard of Oz.
There's no place like home.
Ghostbusters.
Who are you gonna call? Gator Busters?
The Terminator.
I'll be back.
Back to the Future.
Jams the flux capacitor.
The Simpsons.
Well, don't have a cow, man.
Wrong show.
Transformers.
The Transformers. The robots that turn into barnyard machinery.
And especially Star Wars and Star Trek.
April has got triple trouble. Donatello, you've been watching way too many reruns of Star Trek.
They play video games a lot too. Sometimes the sound effects are taken from the Atari 2600 version of Pac-Man.
All we need to do is get inside, place the 4 transwarp thrusters at the base of the Channel 6 building.
My favorite is this little made-up game.
Whoa, dude, that's my Kung Fu Surfers video game.
Awesome. That takes care of most of the recurring things that happen in the series. Check in for part 3. We'll skim through the rest of the season highlights and wrap things up.